I have been eagerly awaiting the arrival of this package because not only does it include the last pieces I need to finish a Minecraft module, but of course there's some other very fun, interesting, useless elements to go along with it. So hey, what are we waiting for? Let's open it up. This order was made partially out of desperation, as I was just a handful of pieces short from finishing my Snowy Village Part 2. And this particular seller had, I think, both items that I needed for my wanted list. There were two particular parts that were essential to completing that build. Yeah, it's a small order. Look at that, a package within a package. Well, let's look at this one at a time. Everything's been individually bagged, which is always nice, especially given the cost of some of these individual elements. These right here are just the 1x1 flower plates. Those are for Audrey for her Brickworld project next year. There should be 400 in here. Though to be completely honest, I might steal like a few of these for like a farm or something. They are useful for what I do in the Minecraft world. That will probably last her like half an hour or something. This project's crazy, guys. Next up, and I believe we've seen one of these already, these are the train tickets from the motorized Hogwarts Express from 2004. This seller had like 20 of them. I want to say they're over $1 a piece, so they're expensive, but they are very rare. So now I have all three that would have originally been included in that set, as I am trying to part that thing together, which has been quite an interesting challenge, but we're getting closer to creating something that's pretty faithful to what the original would have been. So these are the last pieces I need for that module. On the right there, those are just 2x2 tiles in old brown, and you'll also see a 2x2 tile in there. I believe it's in sky blue, which I don't think was ever officially included in any sets. There's a printed version of it in a Belleville set, but this one is unprinted. And then on the left, those are quarter tiles in sand green. Right now, they are actually exclusive to a single dot set, so they are not that easy to get. At the time of recording this, I want to say there was only 16 sellers in the world who are actively selling this on BrickLink. It was only released this year, so the prices varied pretty dramatically. The lowest price was 5 cents, which is not unreasonable for a piece of this size, but I think I ended up paying significantly more at this store, just because they had, again, also these 2x2 tiles. And at the end of the day, it just would have cost more to pay separate shipping to get these from separate stores. So, but 5 of those, they'll be very useful. You'll find out, or you probably already know where those go. I can't even remember what the name of this color was. It's exclusive to a single Belleville set, but I think it's like a dark blue violet. Let me compare it to a blue violet piece. Yeah, in the light, those are very, very similar, but this is indeed a bit darker, so that's just kind of a cool color to have, so I thought I'd pick it up. It's in great condition. It looks new to me, so maybe I'll put that back in the baggie. I also ordered these weird bracket things. They're in old brown. I will be using at least one of these in the Snowy Village. And then there's this bag. This has some weird stuff in it. We'll start with this one here. This is the classic Lego Viking helmet, but done in tan, which was never included in any set. So I don't really know what the story behind this is. There's plenty of them on BrickLink, so it's not incredibly rare. So I'm not sure what the deal with this one is. Cool to have though. If anyone knows where this might have come from, let me know. Then here is a chrome gold tiara, tiny little Belleville princess crown. The chrome silver one of these came with the Room of the Winged Keys from Lego Harry Potter, so you might be familiar with that piece from there. And also I have a chrome pink one, which is another Belleville set. This was included in a few sets, but still really cool. So it's just one of those smaller bar connections is how it is attached. But yeah, it's new and in really good shape. And a piece that I, up until this point, did not have. So very cool. And then we also have a larger Belleville crown. It actually, this is the first time I've ever seen this piece in person, but it looks like it has the same exact connection there, that small bar piece in the top. But what a cool looking crown. So similar designs. We got the heart on the front, or I guess on all sides. Look how shiny that thing is too. It's blinding. It's It's beautiful. Does not scale to minifigures well, but would scale, I suppose, to a mini land figure. So that might be an interesting place to implement it. And again, it was listed as new, and he had quite a few of them, like 4 or 5. Very interesting seller. Highly recommend checking out what he has. Lots of rare parts, lots of rare colors, and at least for the most part, a lot of them were in new condition, which is insane. Anyway, on to the next one. You'll have to excuse the mess here. Oh dear. I'm in the middle of my week-long castle building session, and this space is very much in use, but we're gonna try to clear a little bit of room here to open up our second package, which conveniently does have some parts I need for the castle. Parts that are basically ready to go on, which is always exciting. This order's from Bricks, and as the card here kindly points out, these bags are filled with small plastic parts. Okay, we gotta save that one for later. This is probably the least exciting of the bags. All these here you see are textured 1x4 bricks. They got a little ridge in them to fit a rail, but these make up the border of the island castle. And I needed about 50, 60 more of them, and this should be the rest of them, which is super exciting. And these are actually for the Minecraft world. They're these 4x4 corner plates. They're handy for corner connections. I found myself going through a lot of them. Oh boy, I kind of wish he would have bagged some of these individually. Yikes. There are 200 of those 1x1s in there that I now have to sort out, which is less than ideal. Yeah, I've honestly never seen a seller do this before. I mean, I'm not gonna leave neutral or negative feedback over it, but if I order 200 of a part, okay, a word to you sellers out there, please, if someone orders 200 of a part, bag them separately, please. There's 200 of those green ones, and there's 100 of these. I feel like 100 is definitely the bare minimum for bagging individually. That is a little annoying. Regardless, good and useful parts here. All this dark gray stuff is for rock work on the island castle. It's not a lot, but it is going to help me get at least a little further. I went through a ton of these, like 40 of them. I found these to be really useful, and they're quite cheap, generally speaking. I'm guessing they come in a lot of Star Wars sets and other sets too. We've got inverted 2x2 brown tiles here. What was I going to use those for? I had a specific thought in mind. Oh, shipwreck. The green is for Audrey, of course. I saw this on the store, so I needed to make like, I believe this store ships free over $40, which is nice. Just be warned about the bagging situation. But this is like some Trolls World Tour mermaid tail thing, and I thought it was super cool. So you got the dual molding with purple and trans pink. Really quite interesting, so I'll see. Hopefully I can find a use for that. And then there's this little guy. I've wanted to get this guy for quite some time, and I needed to, or wanted to hit that price point, and he definitely helped achieve that. Pricey little guy. I think the price is just sitting out right there. Yeah, what? And interestingly, this did become the dinosaur order, because the reason I found the store is because it hit some items on my wanted list. That, of course, being the 1x4 specifically for the island castle rim. But the other wanted list item that it hit was this classic Adventures Dino Island dinosaur, Despinosaurus. Look at his tiny little head. I absolutely love this era of LEGO creature design. The blocky edges. Yeah, this is good stuff. Think of the classic T-Rex. The reason that this came into my mind in particular is because I was doing the Revisiting Harry Potter, and Fluffy shares a lot of similar design as this. In fact, the legs, that bottom, you see this is two separate pieces, right? So the light gray legs here, I believe, is the same as Fluffy's. It's that same bottom piece. I'm trying to see it on my shelves, right? Let's grab it. Yeah, take a look at that. It's the exact same piece, right? Isn't that interesting? For two very, very different creatures, they have a lot in common, just when it comes to the shaping. much more so than you get with critters today. There's this consistent aesthetic, even across, you know, wildly different themes. These both feel like they come from the same universe, which is cool. And I really liked that about these older LEGO designs. But anyway, that was definitely the highlight here. Just a fun piece of LEGO history. Really, really great molded animal. That's that order. We've got some more island castle pieces, but also some fun new stuff. And I mean, it's in a box. It's gotta be good. Let's start with this bag. It looks like it's got a lot of pretty standard pieces here. 2x, Minecraft world. Oh no. Oh, that was easy. Lots of dark bluish gray slopes. Those are for the rock work. On the island castle, those are great to have. Same with the dark orange masonry bricks. I did run out, so those are going to be for the island castle. And I actually ran out of these guys. I think I got 12 from this store, but they'll get me a little further at least. Some random 1x1s. Some are for Audrey. The purples are for me, since I used a bunch on the amethyst geode. Got to restock the stash. And these weird odds and ends here are actually parts from a 1990s ninja set I'm trying to put together. It is my dream to do a revisiting on that theme at some point, but it is expensive, so I'm trying to part sets together when I can to save a few bucks. So slowly working on one here. We'll see how it goes. That is a long ways off. Probably at the earliest, I can see that happening a year from now. Got to start. That's kind of how it goes. A really cool theme though, some amazing sets and amazing minifigures, especially for the time. And you're going to be seeing a few more ninja elements throughout this video in particular. Like these here. So the theme actually had, I think there's 3 different types of banners that you can get. These are in pretty good shape. They aren't even all that bent up. So these are 2 of them, and I forget which faction is which. There's the ninja, there's a samurai faction, and then there's one more. I don't, I'll do my research when the time comes, but these are pretty cool. Definitely gonna need those for some ninja sets. Again, you're seeing that similar ninja iconography in the little banners here. There's all sorts of those. They came in quite a few sets, so I figured it wouldn't hurt to buy a bunch of those. And I also saw at the store this classic Paradisa logo. This came on a few Paradisa vehicles, but it's a print and it's super cute. Wasn't gonna pass that up. That's dope. This is another piece specifically for that ninja set I'm trying to part together. Those are definitely for Audrey. Hopefully she can put all those to use. Big rocks. I might be able to use these on the island castle. I think I know a spot. A few odds and ends in here. I don't think this one's worth opening it up. The green pieces are for Audrey, and the rock slopes, they're for the island castle. Okay, this is interesting. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. This store obviously had a lot of ninja pieces, which was perfect, such as this head, this torso. Is that not awesome? I love that. That is really, really cool. Then we got all sorts of random ninja gear here. Helmets, armor, hoods, legs. And these fish were used as ornamentation in quite a few sets, if I'm not mistaken. They're pricey though. It's like $1.50 for this. So I'm just gonna start picking them up when I can, because that's what you gotta do. It's a really cool detail piece. I have to believe this originated in Belleville, but it might have come out of Ninja. Again, more details on that when I eventually get to that revisiting video. And this, I love looking through the weird tabs on a BrickLink store, and Fabuland was one such tab. This is a Fabuland table. But, I mean, this is not why I came to the store, but it's the reason I'm happy I found this store. I've wanted one of these guys forever. I have I think he's right here. I've had the Fright Nights version forever. I have 2 of those from my grandmother. But I've never had the classic green and red dragon. I don't want to break him. Speaking of broken, holy cow, look at that. I'm gonna ask for a refund on that. This is actually cracked. Oh, that's such a bummer. Shoot. Oh, I paid a lot for this too. There's no way that was listed. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. Oh, and I know he had another one of these too, but he said like one of these clips was broken. So I was avoiding that one. Shoot, that's so sad. At least the clips are good. I think they're stronger than my Fright Nights ones. But that's a little... I do feel the need to say something about that. Aw, man. You can see the same thing happening. He got stepped on while he was on his head or something. Regardless, I mean, what a beautiful, iconic Lego element. It's too bad somebody stepped on him, but that's life. I mean, if the person stepped on this side, can you imagine that? Like this? They probably still have not recovered. But anyway, still a beautiful creature. A few more orders to go. 2 last orders here. This is a big box. Much bigger box than I expected. So we'll see what's inside here. Nice sustainable packaging, I suppose. There we go. There is Lego in here. Oh, this guy had a lot of sand purple. It's a beautiful thing. So this probably is what warranted the larger box. But I do see some non-sand purple things in here. I'm gonna save that one for last. That's some good stuff, but you know the drill with these. I'm liking what I'm seeing here with the bagging compared to some of the previous orders. I should mention too, I did reach out to the last guy who gave me the dragon that had some issues. He asked for pictures, which is totally understandable. I sent him pictures of the dragon and he refunded the whole thing plus some of the shipping, which was very, very good. And that's the way BrickLink sellers should be handling those things. Because I will have to go get a different dragon from another seller. And it will cost money to ship that. So that was good. He did right by me. All is good. Mistakes happen. Anyway, so there's gonna be a mix of, well, probably everything you've been seeing up in this video to this point. Minecraft 2x4s. I've just got these in a wanted list now, so they pop up at every store I go to. I never forget to check that. That's great. Here's some things for the island castle specifically. And then in here, more, I don't think I need to open this up, but we got rockwork pieces, medium nougat, dark orange masonry bricks. That's all great stuff. These are all going to be for Audrey. Those are definitely colors that she needs. So that's great. Then in here, 2x4s in brown have actually started running out of now. Not just dark bluish gray, but also reddish brown. I'm going to need these for the tower again. More great detail pieces for that medium nougat tower. And then these as well. I actually depleted my supply of these going through. Both of them, these are the 1x1s with adjacent studs, and the dark orange are just the single. But I needed more of those to finish out those towers for the island castle too. So those are all very useful. Then let's take a look in here. Just a big Minecraft piece. Good stuff though. That's all sand purple, nothing too exciting, but this has a little bit of everything in it. So there's 2 items in here that I just had put on my wanted list. And that was a fire charge, which is, I think, the only Lego Minecraft piece I did not have up until this point. And because I'm considering making a custom ghast very soon, I thought that if I had a fire charge, that'd be very good. And I was actually missing one of the feather pieces when I did my Revisiting Harry Potter video. And this is another thing that kind of showed up in the Revisiting Harry Potter video, but that time in Chrome Gold. But he had one in Chrome Silver. It was like 27 cents. It was really cheap. So I couldn't pass that up. And then a single rock piece in here for the island castle too. And then the final order we'll be looking at today. This came quite fast. I think I ordered this on Monday and it is Thursday now. So this seller was right on it. Like as soon as I put the order, he had packed it. But that's because like there's 2 things in this order. This is a minifigure order. Not something I do very often, but something that I need to do as I try to populate the island castle. But then he also had something else that I needed. These guys were expensive, so I'm glad they're nicely packaged. We'll take a look at this guy first. So this is the last minifigure I need for all of Revisiting Fantasy Era Castle. He came in I think it was a small box set, not a poly bag. Just something I never got, but it's like a modern take on Magisto in sand blue. And I might as well take him out here. This store just so happened to be selling him for the cheapest price in the US, so it worked out really well. I found him by chance. I kind of just looked through the castle minifigures for funsies. But it's really cool, especially because of the printed hat, which is really unique. You do not see a lot of printed hats. So no printed torso, interestingly enough, but the beard covers most of that, so that's okay. And then really cool printed hip piece and pants. And then I was talking to my work buddies about who to have populate the castle. And when Max suggested the Conquistador, it was kind of too good of an idea to turn down, though it was going to be an expensive idea. These guys are from CMF Series 8, so they're pretty old now. Getting very tricky to find, certainly tricky to find in any sort of quantity. This is the best I could do. 3. I'm hoping to get 7 of these all together, and then I'm just gonna call it quits so I don't go broke. I think this is going to be a lot more unique than recycling Kingdoms figures, which is what I was planning on doing, but I literally just used them in the last Dark Orange castle that I built. I haven't built a lot of mocks, besides the Minecraft stuff, so I think let's make it special, make it memorable, not only for me, but hopefully for everyone who sees it too. So the rest of those guys will come in. I'm not going to cover those in BrickLink videos because now you know what they look like. But yeah, there's another store that I'm getting 2 from and another store that I'm getting 2 from. Hopefully you like those guys. I'll do an update video when I add all 7 of them in there, like 3 on the ship, 4 in the castle, something like that. But yeah, that's all for today's order. I've got some sorting to do. But yeah, you have yourself a great life, and I'll see you later.